in the building. Check this out, man. I'll tell you from now. A lot of y'all ain't gonna like this one. This is probably gonna offend a lot of you. But it needs to be said. It needs to be spoken on, man. So, let me just start by saying, she not your mama, man. She is not your mama. Yeah. That pretty little thing that you got laying next to you every night. Yeah, her. She's not your mama. The one you gave the promissory ring to with promise to make her a good woman at the end. Excuse me. Make her honest woman out of her. Yeah, she not your mama. The one that you walk down the aisle with, now have kids or future kids coming. She is not your mama. If you want your mama, then go live with your mama. That's it. Plain and simple. You guys are out here, you get these women, whatever, you deal with them, and then you want to put your mama's traits on your woman. That don't make any goddamn sense. You look soft when you, let me tell you something. You turn around and, okay, yeah, she cooks, cleans, whatever, wifely duties, whatever. I'm not going to get into all of that, who does what, but let's just stick with wifely duties. You in turn now want to tell her, well, when my mama cleans, she cleans from the back of the house to the front of the house. Or she starts from downstairs and works her way up. My man, listen to me. If you want your house cleaned like your mama used to clean the house, then hear what? Go live back with your mama. Or move your mama in and let your woman go about her business. You look soft, right? Oh, when my mama makes such and such, she uses this, she get in contact. Listen, man, you want to eat your mama's cooking? You want to eat your mama's food? Then go live with your mama and have her cook for you every day. Plain and simple. Y'all making shit look difficult. You look soft when you say that. If your taste buds are only locked into to whatever your mama's cooking, then that means you don't eat anywhere else, right? You don't taste food anywhere else because it ain't your mama's level of cooking. If that's what you're looking for, then my man, go get it. Go be happy. Yay, Go live with her. Because this is what ends up happening. You start to sound like, first of all, when you tell your woman anything and say along the lines of, well, my mama does, every time you say that, she loses an ounce of respect for you. There's only but so many ounces you have, man. Ounces equal pounds after a certain amount of time. When she's had enough, and then, the words are going to come out of her mouth, well, then, fuck you and your mama. Right? Now you want to be tight. But you've been beating down this woman all because she ain't your mama. Your woman is not your mama, man. Your woman is your woman. However she cooks, that is your new taste bud, brother. Figure that shit out. Because if you turn around and you have kids with that woman, the kids will not say, oh, she don't cook like grandma. The kids will say, we love our mama's cooking. Right? Whether grandma cooks better or whatever, but their taste buds will be locked into their mama's cooking. You want your mama's cooking? Go live with your mama. The craziest part is Y'all turn around and y'all want to put all these things in comparisons to your mother's, from your mother to your woman, right? Why you don't say some stupid shit like, oh, well, you know what? You don't suck dick like my mama. Oh, whoa. That's too much, huh? I've gone too far. No, but that's what you sound like. That's where it sounds like it's going to end up. And don't act like your mama ain't never suck a dick. That's how you got there, bro. Think about that. Your mother's sucked a plenty of dick. Even if she's only had one man, at one point in time, she sucked that man's dick, right? So now you're going to say, yo, you want your wife to, or your woman to suck your dick like your mama used to suck your dick? Or your mama used to suck dick, period? Because she did. You want your mama to train your woman on how to suck dick? Is that now, as ridiculous and disrespectful as that sounds, that's how it sounds. It comes off to your lady when you say it, when you make comparisons like that and put her on and well, when my mama was doing such and such with the kids, she would have us do. It ain't your mama, man. And at some point in time, your mama was fresh meat to another nigga. Right? Do you think she lasted because the dude prior, or the dude that got you there? Let's go with it. You think she stuck with your daddy because your daddy constantly compared her to his mama, your grandmama? You think your grandmama was teaching your mama how to suck dick? It sounds retarded. I apologize. I shouldn't really use that terminology, but it's one of the dumbest things you can say or do, man. Let your woman be your woman, and you missing out on your blessing, right? Because the freer you let your woman be her, right, the more magic you will receive. She'll be able to speak life into you, right? Because that's the goal. That's really what it is. Let's talk about melanated women for a second. I'm gonna just go off kilter a little bit, but need you to hear it and understand this. And I don't want to dive into this too deep, too long, but I'm just gonna touch on it a little bit. We all talk about melanated women and black girl magic, right? And we say these things and we say these terminologies, and we don't really have a good understanding of what black girl magic is, or where the term even came from. Black girl when I forgot the girl's name now, but the Olympian, the young girl, the U.S. Olympian, when she was winning all the goals that, everybody hashtag whatever her name was, black girl magic. That's not black girl magic. That's just a black girl with great talent. And, we're talented people, period. Right? But black girl magic is really the fact that they can speak life into things, into other people, even into themselves. Your job as a man is to merely have her mind at enough ease that when she speaks, she's speaking life, whether it be into you, into the situation, into the home, into the children, whatever it is. That's like I said, it's deeper, but that is the gist of black girl magic. Black women are able to speak life. And again, I can't speak for anybody else or any other culture, any other so-called race. I can't do it because I'm not them. I'm telling you what I've dealt with, what I know, right, to be true. And some may not agree. You don't have to. It's a free world. You can have your opinion, but we'll leave it as to appease everybody who's listening or watching. It's my truth, right? And we'll say that. But it's been proven, and a lot of you guys who are dealing with women know and say things like, "Yo, man, I got a good woman." You don't really share the whole scheme, or not. I'm not using the word scheme, but you don't really share the whole reasoning behind you saying you have a good woman. You don't really want to share because, one, you feel like other people won't believe you, or you feel like it would be exaggerated, or people would look at you funny. But to be honest and tell the truth, you know for a fact when you say, "Yo, I got a good woman," it's because she's speaking life into you, right? The more you drag her and force her thoughts to be other than happy, right? Or have her mind appeased in a good place, you've kind of block your blessing from her, right? You want to just always make sure that she's in a good place, because that's another term that we use loosely and we don't really know where it comes from. But when we say things like a happy wife, better life, stuff, that's where it comes from, right? But like I said, I'm not going to deep dive into that. That'll be, later down the line, and I would rather a panel of people to have that conversation, so you're not just hearing my word and, get some other opinions in on it, right? But back to comparing your mama to your woman. You're degrading your woman, man. And you'd be like, "Oh, how am I degrading my woman?" I don't call her out her name. You are, because her name is not mama. So if you're constantly comparing her to your mama, you're degrading that woman. And while you're degrading that woman, you're also, what's the word, man? Let's just say you're beating her up, right, from the inside out, because your words are striking her and you're making her feel like, "Oh, well, if I'm not your mama, I'm not good enough," right? So then go find your mama. But still, there's also a small fact that most men choose or judge their women after their mama, because their mother is usually the first example, whether it's good or bad, is usually the first example of a woman's character, right? 1 second. So, let's just say you have a good mom, hardworking mom and dad, whatever. We're just talking about moms, not talking about the whole shebang. But let's just say, leave it at your mom. You have a good mom. She did everything she could for you, hardworking, blah, 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 this, that, and third. That is great. That is great. And the things that made her great, yes, you should look for in the woman you choose to spend your life with. At the same note, she cannot be exact, because that woman that you choose, she may have similar attributes, but she is not the same woman. She is an individual on her own. People can have similar attributes and still be individuals. There are people that are like you, the man, but they're not you, the same man, right? Even twins are twins. They might be identical, but they are still individuals, separate. So you cannot expect your woman to be your mama. It's not going to happen. It's not fair to the woman, right? Here's what you're also doing. You're making your woman now resent your mama. right? And you're putting a line there in between the two, and there's actually no real beef. Now you don't understand why your girl has something against your mama or has attitude every time your mama comes around, and you're trying to figure out what it is because you've constantly over the years put your mama on such a high pedestal and put her so low on the totem pole. She's always feeling like she's looking up. So every time your mama walked through the door, she got to feel like in my own home, I'm small in my own home. I'm next to nothing in my own home. You wouldn't want to feel like that. You wouldn't want a man to, and you know what? And to be fair, right? You women, it works the same way, vice versa. Your man is not your daddy, right? What you want in what you've seen or experienced or you want from your father is not the same for your man, right? I'm gonna tell you some personal things. I've never liked the idea of a woman calling me daddy. Even more so after I had kids. It just came off. It was just a very weird thing, but I didn't like the idea. Like, why would you want to call me daddy? Right? Like, you have a daddy. Every time you call me daddy, you envision, like, and I get it. People's like, oh, that's it's just a term of endearment. We just use it. Yeah, but I'm a stickler for certain words. Like, I'm a stickler for words, period. Like, mean what you say what you mean, right? I don't like the idea of being called daddy because the more you say it, the more that terminology gets locked in your head and the more expectation you want to put on me. You might not be doing it purposely, but because you keep calling me this name over and over again, after a while, your brain is expecting a certain action from me that you're never going to get. You'll never receive. I am not your daddy. I'm not going to ever love you like I love my kids. It's impossible, right? And I know that sounded a little harsh, a little fucked up, but it's the truth. It works the same way. A mother's love toward her children is never going to be the same as a woman loving her man, and they have children together. Even though she loved her man first, the weight shifts once children come into the picture. The children's love comes first. The man can come and go. A divorce can happen. Anything can happen. But at the end of the day, those will always be her children or her child. So that love is going to kind of trump, it's going to outweigh the spouse or man, boyfriend, whatever, the couple's love, right? So it works both ways. I'm not just bashing men, but it tends to be, and I can't even say more or less, like from women to men or men to women. I don't have them statistics. I couldn't lie to you and tell you who does it more or whatever. I couldn't tell. But what I can tell you is, being a man myself, I recognize and see what it is, and it's one of those things where, the more you see it, the more, and the older you get, you're like, do you really get, do you not get like what you're doing or saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I'm a man of a certain age. I move a certain way because of past experiences, right? So, and because of those past experiences and knowledge that I've, gained over my time here on Earth, right? I've been able to see, recognize, and understand certain things. Right? I've been around enough people and seen relationships come and go, seen great relationships end for silly things. And you're like, you have to ask yourself, like, what happened? You ask one party, like, how did it go south? Their reasoning behind why it went south is completely different from what the person would say, right? And for instance, I knew a couple, great couple. They were great as individuals. I knew them individually before they became a couple. I didn't hook them up or anything. They just happened to, but I knew them completely separate. We weren't even a group of friends. It just so happened that they met each other and hit it off, and then I knew the two of them. So, okay, fast forward. Together, it was one of those things where when you seen them together, you was like, yo, this makes sense. You can see why it works. But behind closed doors was something different, right? So eventually when they broke up, everybody was like, don't make sense. You ask him, he would say, she's a nag, she's lazy, blah, blah, blah. You're like, really? Didn't really see or get that. But again, you're behind closed doors. You don't know everything that's going on. So you got to take their word for it or his word for it. So you say, okay. Now you ask her, and she was like, yep. I just got tired of constantly being degraded. And immediately it was like, degraded? What are you talking about? Because his character is not one like to dog women out or whatever. He just wasn't one of those kind of guys. So it was kind of shocking for, her to even say something like that. And then she said the same thing. I was never good enough. I couldn't, I was in constant competition with his mother. I couldn't compete with his mother. If I drove like this, his mother drives like that. If I cook like this, his mother cooks like that. And she was like, after a while, it was so much, again, animosity between her and the mother. And the mother, the crazy part, the mother didn't even understand the animosity and where it was coming from. She was thrown off because she liked the girl. The girl really and truly deep down inside liked her. The problem was the comparison over and over again. It took a toll on her to the point where she was just like, I don't even really want to see or be around the mother, because every time the mother does what's natural to her and does something that he deems as good, I got to hear on the drive home, you see what my mother did. And then after a while, it was just too much to bear. It's too much for her to take. And they split. Right? Now, do you think he got it and understood what it was? No, never did. It took him damn near, what year was this? Okay, so it took him damn near like 3 relationships later. So after that one was a relationship, then a marriage, a divorce, another relationship. That relationship ended. And when that relationship ended, everything that the last one complained about was what the first one complained about. And then there was a pattern. And then he finally got it. It was like, oh, I see it, right? And now he understands. I couldn't tell you if he actually learned his lesson or not. Don't know. I haven't spoken to him in a little bit, but if I do, I'll bring it up and I'll keep you posted. But again, all that to say is, listen, she's not your mama, man. She's her own individual. She's her own woman. Appreciate the woman that she is. Appreciate the food. Now, I'm not saying like if she can't cook, you got to eat her bad food. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying is we're going off of, listen, if she cooks and she uses a certain type of seasoning, man, get used to it. That's the woman you chose, right? Because at the end of the day, when you're laying up with her and you're piping her and you're fucking balls deep in her throat, you're not concerned about anything in that fucking kitchen. You're a happy-go-lucky guy during that time, right? So what you need to do is appreciate her for who and what she is. You chose her. You chose her as is. You go to a dealership, you go to buy a car. Majority of the time, they'll say, hey, or you take this vehicle as is, and you buy it and have no complaints. You just find your own mechanic, right? Or you do the work yourself. But you learn to appreciate. Well, what I'm saying is you need to appreciate your woman for the woman she is, not the woman that your mother used to be. Or it's your mother's job to show you the best of the best. All women are not great mothers. I get it. When I'm saying, again, I'm only talking about the women and mothers who are doing well or doing great or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to go back and forth. Oh, well, what about that? That's not who I'm talking about. I'm not mentioning them. That's not part of the topic. We're talking about good standing women, right? It's your mother's job to show you the best of herself, right? Because your mother understands that she is the example and so she's going to set the bar high. Here's another thing, and you might not want to accept it. You might not want to believe it, but your mother really is not as good as you think she is. I'm going to let that sink in again. I'm saying it again. Your mother is not as good as you may think she is. What do I mean by that? Your mother's job is to show you the best her she can and to limit her faults and flaws as best as she can, right? So what you see your mother do around the house, what you see your mother do outside of the house and amongst her friends and amongst other family are completely different sometimes to who she is by herself when you're not around, right? So some of you are like, oh no, my mother's the same. Fine. But again, your mother's job is to show you the best her that she can. So is your mom going to tell you that she likes sucking dick? Right? Is your mom going to tell you, oops, boy, every chance I get, I suck your daddy's dick? I'm just a regular. You think she's going to tell you that? Of course not, sir. Of course not. But you don't know that side of your mom. You don't know the side of your mama that back in the day used to get slayed up on rooftops in the PJs. Or fuck on the back stairwell in the PJs or the building. Once in a while, she took it in the park, in a car, right? Or on a park bench. Got her ass ate. Right? You don't know that part, right? You only know the great part. So how could you now expect this woman to be so much like the portrayal of this one, because what you see and know your mother to be is pretty much a portrayal of what she wanted you to see, not who she really is. And when you have kids with your woman, you'll see it. You'll see it, because you'll see that, and even you'll see that there's certain traits of your woman, wife, whatever, that she'll pull back and make sure that the kids don't see or don't hear, right? Or not be able to recognize. And you'll go along with it, not realizing, that's the same cycle. And that kid, let's say you have another son, that son now, his comparison is what your wife, your woman, has portrayed to him. Do you get it? You understand? Let your woman be free, man. Let your woman be the woman she is. When you figure out, and listen, not all of them have it figured out, but once you have a good thing going and you have a clear and good understanding, and she's making attempts to be the best her she can be, then help her with all the tools that she needs to be the best her that she can be. And if she gets it wrong along the way, there's no need for the "I told you so" or the hee ha's and laughing in her face. There's no need for that. Give her a chance. Let her figure it out. Back to the drawing board, babe. We'll get this. You'll get there. No problem. Whatever support she needs, make it so. She wants to start a business. What do you need? You want me to set up the LLC for you? You want me to do your business cards or whatever? What do you need? Anything you need, babe, just let me know. Sometimes you might have more information on a topic than she does, but you don't want her to feel away. So instead of making it seem like you're the know-it-all, find a way to get her the information so she feels like she found it herself, or she feels like she figured it out herself. Simple. Your duty is to let her be the best her, so that eventually she can breathe life back into you. That's the key. That's the key to the game, bro. That's the key to make relationships last, man. It's gotta be fair. And women, don't think you're getting away. Don't think that I'm not paying attention. I'm just here to blast my fellas. No, ma'am. What it is I'm just speaking from a male point of view, because I'm a man. Now, really and truly, I would rather a woman be here to kind of dive in, but I would say this: what men are pretty simple, right? And I know all women be like, "No, you're not. No, we are." And I'll give you one way. Men are creatures of habit, right? Case in point, a man would come in and put his keys down, but he puts his keys down in the same place every day. And every day it annoys you that he does it, and you move them, right? And then the next day he goes back and looks for his keys, and he's like, "Yo, where are my keys?" Right? And he's searching up and down. Meanwhile, you have the keys in the right spot where they should be, but he knows that's not where I put my keys. I put my keys right here. It annoys you, but it's a thing of habit. He's a creature of habit, so he just knows where. So your best bet, instead of moving the keys, what you can do is like, "Hey, babe, while you're there, can you just hang your keys up one time?" Because usually it's never far from where the keys really go. "Can you hang your keys up one time?" And when he hangs up the key, now he has the thought and remember that he put the key there. Right? Men are very simple. We're creatures of habit. After a certain amount of time, men like the same type of jeans, you know what I mean? Certain size and fit or whatever after a certain age. You know, I'm not talking about the younger guys. I'm talking about, you know, guys of a certain age after a certain time, man. They're stuck in their habits. Can they learn new things? Of course, man can always learn new things, but their old habits are hard to break. Right? So if you can find a medium within, like I explained with the keys, if you can find a medium, then it makes life a lot easier for you, the woman, to understand and get along with. Right? Again, I can't focus too much and give you too much input on what it takes because I'm not a woman. I can only give you the male side of things and the male thought process, but this is really for the men. And the reason it even came up as a topic is I heard a couple arguing today in the gas station. And I kind of spoke on it, and that's where it came from. I was in the gas station, and you can hear, like, off to the distance somewhere, because it's a pretty big gas station. You can hear off the distance, like, people arguing, but it sounded muffled. So you could tell, like, it was coming out of a car. And with that being say, you're looking around or whatever, and finally catch. So the guy lights a cigarette, so of course he rolls down the window. You can hear everything, and they're arguing back and forth. And like 30 seconds after he rolled down the window, you heard, "I don't give a fuck. As a matter of fact, fuck your mama, nigga." I said, my God, where's this going to go? He said, "You said what?" And she said it with every inch of her chest. I said, "Fuck your mama." He got out the car. He walked. There's like a little patch of grass. He walked over there, finished that cigarette, lit another one right back. Cigarettes back to back. He's smoking and he's steaming through the cigarette. You can tell he was super tight, charged up, ready to go. And she turned like out the passenger and like kind of like, like stuck her head up and out the window. She was like, "If you want your mama, go back to your mama, nigga." I was like, that's sad. That's horrible. But again, I not that I feel her pain, but I understand where she's coming from. Nobody wants to be compared to another person, man. I'm an individual. Don't compare me to nobody, man. I pride myself on being an individual. Don't tell me that now you can say, you and such have similar attributes when it comes to this, but don't tell me I'm like this other person or this other person is like me. I don't even like people comparing other people to me. I despise that as much as I hate being compared to somebody else. You get what I'm saying? Like, I really, and I think everybody should always pride himself on being the best them and being a natural individual, right? So, with all that said, I don't want to drag this. This would be a short one. But fellas, do better. Treat your women better. I mean, we're going to have more relationship talks on there, but I would rather, other people involved so it just doesn't sound like only my opinion. Right? Because, there's so many opinions and people have different ideas of what it takes for a relationship, what works and what doesn't work. So with that being said, not going to stretch this one too far. I'd rather have, other people involved. And I know there's some dates this is off subject. I know that there's some dates missing. I apologize on the last one. I'll apologize again on this one. Again, I said it's not really an excuse because other people are able to do it. But unfortunately, life happens, and I haven't been able to release the way I've wanted to or planned to because of certain situations, also because there is no team. I explained that in my last one. Don't really believe in team. It's either you have employees, and if it's a team, then you're all on the same page, right? So I don't have a team. Life happens. Other things are going on. I have a catering company. There's just a lot that goes on. I'm doing all the editing. I'm doing all the recording. There's nobody help me in the studio. Even the lighting. If you see, like, the lighting sometimes looks different because I'm setting up and not getting it right. And I just like, you know what? Can you see me? Okay, then who gives a fuck on how it looks, right? I know there's people who would say, oh, it matters. It matters, man. Fuck the looks, take the content. All right. So with that being said, man, and I hope all of you are having a beautiful week, a beautiful month. I hope you enjoy your holiday. This is dropping, of course, the holiday. I'm trying to think of something special to do for the upcoming holiday. I'm not really sure yet. I'm not sure if I'm going to go the podcasting route or if I'm going to go the catering route and maybe do something for the people. Also, I have another venture with a good friend of mine. I don't want to talk too much on it, but if that plays out, that's going to be pretty dope if that comes through. Let me rephrase that. When that works out and comes through, that's going to be pretty dope when you see it, right? Yeah, man, that's it, man. So listen, y'all stay blessed, stay good, and always remember, drink water. Peace.